I guess what I've realized too here just recently is that, you know, there, and this actually relates to how or what we're doing professionally too, is that the only thing that you can do is the very best that you can do. Sometimes the best looks like waking up. You know, like I woke up and that's about as good as I can do today. You know, that's the best that you can do, you know, because the other falsehood, I think this is probably like the biggest thing. The point that I was going to make is that we get bent out of shape over like perfectionism, you know, like it's got to be perfect, you know, not pointing any fingers, but there's one other person on this call besides myself that suffers from such a malady. I think she knows who she is. But what's funny about that is that the people that we deal with respond more to humanity than they do perfectionism. So it's kind of like the beautiful thing about being human is kind of like in the mistakes that we make, you know, the little foibles, you know, because then we have all of these nice emotions where it's like it starts out with like you know, the negative emotions of like, you know, fear and regret and then shame and, you know, all that other stuff. And then when you have courage and just admit it to somebody else, then all of a sudden it turns into like humor, you know, like, oh, I guess it wasn't that big of a deal. I was making that a bigger deal in my head. And then it turns into like relation, you know, now you can relate to people. And then it turns into camaraderie and then into friendship, you know, and all these really fun things. So it's like the most wonderful things in humanity are when we basically when we it up. So then it's like if you're concerned about if you're doing the best that you can, you know, just look at what it is that you're doing, and if you can honestly say like this is kind of like all I can give right now, cool, then you're doing the best that you can, you know, and I don't think that anybody can expect anything more than that.